So welcome back for the second quarter here at Subaru Oval. Broadbeach leading 2-3-15 to Mount Gravatt 1-4-10. And the scoreboard kind of reflects the game thus far. Jules, tell us a little bit about that first quarter.
Yeah, a bit of an arm wrestle there, although Mount Gravatt are getting first use from their ruckman. Broadbeach who had plenty of the clearance work, so not capitalising yet on that Mount Gravatt. Broadbeach probably had the better of the forward 50 entries, although Mount Gravatt's half back line holding up beautifully. Those experienced players like Crawley, Markham, Murphy and co. I like Searle's game so far. Burton, Chadwick's been good. Ericsson's finding some form for the Cats. And good to see Big Cloak get his hands on the ball a couple of times as well for Broadbeach.
And we've worked out the number, number 6 for the Vultures. That's Coghlan. Good first quarter from Coghlan. So we go again, Betson. Not favoured by the bounce at all, and we'll recall that one.
Anticlimactic there from the umpire.
It was. The other part of the first quarter probably was we saw goal kicking will not be easy this afternoon. The wind really affecting a lot of shots at goal, really bringing the ball sharply towards the commentary box side as Betson goes up tall. But Burton again, you mentioned great smother and follow up from Smith. Burton follows up again though and gets it moving forward. Cloak. First of the ball, just hacks it over the top. Running onto this will be Chadwick. Can he get to it? He just goes off the ground.
Wow.
Misses. That would have been some start. Brandon Chadwick.
Showed some pizzazz there, doesn't he?
He does have a bit of X factor about him, Brandon Chadwick, and playing full time for Broadbeach this year. They're very pleased to have him as the Vultures come wide and Markham takes an uncontested mark. He's going to chip over the top to Neat. Does get to him just. It's either a mark or a free kick. Take your pick as Joel Newman just gives him a little clip. Neat wobbles it back.
Not so neat from Fraser there, but
wasn't.
Did get there. He might get it back here if he's lucky. No, more aggressive kick goes inboard and they're going to turn it over. Ryan Pantic. Oh, Cats lay over it there. But Mount Gravatt did end up turning that footy over. Mount Gravatt pounced on it.
Bit lucky there. Ryan Pantic was steaming towards that ball, didn't get the favourable bounce, and then Pollard couldn't take it cleanly either. So Betson and Smith go up again. Smith with the reach. Pantic thinks about getting it, leaves it there. Handballed out by Newman, but the Vultures will get... Oh, he almost gave a half handball and then thought, no, I'll get that one back on the yo-yo string. Good score from Irwin. He was very good in the first quarter, and he's really been a bit of a brick wall back there. Plenty of possessions, but he closing down Dom Nash, who we've mentioned already, kicked 3 last week.
I like Joel Newman's game, Matt. We mentioned him earlier, the Cairns recruit.
Oh, that was always going to be danger out the back here. I just noticed they had nobody on our man Coghlan.
There's our man Coghlan. Coughed that one up.
Oh, Arnold just takes off. Must have been touched off the boot. I didn't hear a whistle, and Boki's going to get it. He can run. Watch for the step. Doesn't use it. Little chipping ball. Ericsson, Searle, take your pick. Searle gets it, gives it to Ericsson now. Ericsson on the left boot, can turn left and right. That's lace out to Fowler. Nearly 50 metres there. No. Umpire says fair enough. Maybe it wasn't clean there.
That's the best we've seen Broadbeach look this afternoon, Matt. You give them a little bit of room to move and use their foot skills under minimal pressure, then they'll cut you up. And we just saw an example of that there.
Big win by Arnold against Stubbs. Led him to the footy and then just took off, gave it straight up, and Boki was able to get onto it. Didn't hit the target, but Searle with a cool head got it across to Ericsson, who showed his class. And
skillful midfielders as Fowler comes in. It's a better looking kick. It's up and under, but it's going left to right, to right, and it's gone through. Just had enough carry. He kicked that from 55, Matt.
Good kick, very good kick, and he just rode the breeze beautifully. Knows this ground very well. Leading goal kicker in the competition from last year, and he's kicked 2 of the 4 goals this afternoon. So you've mentioned earlier on you like the midfield of Broadbeach, and we just saw its class there. And Ericsson, he's just polished, isn't he? Doesn't matter whether he goes right or left. That was a left foot dart, lace out, but it wasn't delivered with real venom. It just sat up perfectly for Fowler to come through. Showed a good set of hands and went back and finished the job for his team.
Correct. Good players. They don't kick a heavy ball, do they, Matt? They're just a nicely weighted ball there for the forward to mark. And Broadbeach have to obviously improve this year. We saw Palm Beach last week and we think they've improved. So we think that the Cats...
being paid here. What's going on? It's going to Mount Gravatt. No, it might be going to... Everyone's confused. And hang on, we're going to go down and see the goal umpires being spoken to.
Might be a 6-6-6
it could
thing,
be.
Matt.
I'm not sure.
Normally a warning first, isn't it?
I don't think anyone's really moved position yet, and I can only see 6 Mount Gravatt forwards in their forward half. I wasn't aware that the goal umpire could get involved in that, but that's just me showing my ignorance perhaps at the new interpretation. We are just going to ball it up again.
Have a redo.
I think it was much ado about nothing there. As we go back up, beautiful tap from Smith down the throat there of Neat. Tries to get a handball out wide. Coughlin couldn't quite take. Well, that's almost too high. The umpire was looking straight at it and didn't want to know about it. 2 BroadBeach boys on the bottom of that pack. And Jonathan Angus, our umpire here. Umpires are numbered up this year so we can identify them, which is a great initiative, I think. Umpire Angus to throw it up.
Well done by Betson.
Work,
Gets
Betson.
it down to Burton.
I tell you what, Burton gets his hand on the footy first a lot for BroadBeach. He's a very in and under hard nut. And
that first touch is often clean too. He's a very clean player.
Nice kick out wide.
Nice kick out in front of his forward there. Big Newman. He's a good size for a midfielder, Newman, isn't he? Very versatile. But now Gravatt are going to run away with this one.
Arnold has to go again, and he does.
Fly, Stubbs hits the ball on the deck. Denji's mops up though. There's that man Burton again. He's been super busy. And the Cats go wide.
Not much on for Irwin.
They'll have to retreat. Under pressure, back to Burton again. He's just racking up the Supercoach points at the moment. That kick's dangerous inboard the Pandic. Gravatt should win out here. Big Smith, athletic for a ruckman.
Handballs to himself nearly.
Handballs
it's almost
to nobody.
Chip and chase. It turns into trouble though. Taken down without the football. Play on, says the umpire. Smith, can he get onto this? He might just be happy to see it go out, and he is. That was not one for the highlights reel, that last minute of play there.
But then Hill music going there, Matt.
Good desperation from both sides, and you just get the sense that the team can just clean their act up a little bit here. Could put some distance on the scoreboard. BroadBeach already 2 goals up.
We saw an example of that. BroadBeach's only goal of this term, Matt, when resulted in Fowler's goal after a chain of clean possessions. So here we go again. Quabi wins the foot race. He's gone out of bounds, and the umpire blows the whistle. So back to a stalemate here. Now Gravatt not quite capitalising on their opportunities yet going forward.
And they're ruck dominant. Smith just went up uncontested and plucked that one, and then had a couple of seconds to think about what to do with it. But Betson reads that one better, the short throw, and somehow it still comes to Smith. They'll be disappointed. Coughlin, he's just going to go long and high to the hot spot. Doesn't really favour anyone. Denji's body's up. Nice crumb from Irwin again.
Well done.
And he's going to go out wide, and he's just going to say, run after that, boys. And there's a couple of players that are after this. Connor Harris is one. He's not going to get to it first. No one's going to get to it. And the umpire says, throw it in.
Boundary beats everybody there. And Coughlin, our boy Matt, has really come into effect at the start of this second quarter as well. So he looks like a real handy midfielder for Gravatt.
Getting his hands on the footy, isn't he? As Betson goes up, taps down, and BroadBeach able to get to it, just drops it down. And the umpire says after he dropped it down, it was holding the man. Searle takes the advantage to Fowler, just gets tall on him. Fisher lays a nice tackle after the ball got past him and just pushes him out of bounds there. So Jackson Fisher, being pretty lively, looks like he's just up at half forward at the moment, but run pretty heavily through the midfield during this game as well. And the play's tracked out wide on the attacking side of the ground, probably.
After about 5 minutes of play, the Cats with the only goal of the quarter. They lead 3-4-22 to the Mounties boys 1-4-10. Chain of handballs of the Cats. Good pressure by Gravatt. It's a 50-50 here. They go in. Ball bobbles around. Quabi's in there. Stubbs lays a strong tackle, and I think it's a stalemate. We'll wrap this up.
Don't mind the umpiring there, because the ball was bouncing around. It never really went dead until the end. So Matt Bellinar, the umpire, he comes in, tosses it up. Smith's just having a field day in the ruck, but they're not really converting it into stoppage clearance wins at the moment every time. And so Betson's doing all right. He just needs to keep fighting hard in the ruck here. Just try to nullify Smith's influence as much as he can. Smith, well done by Betson, wins the tap and kicks it the wrong way, Chadwick, but play on, says the umpire, it's not 15. Ball comes to ground, doused. Just a little flick forward was intelligent. Bokey one-on-one, goes to ground. Searle overruns it. Bokey's got the footy underneath that pack. How's the umpire going to see this? He's circling, he's going to pay one here, Jules.
Yes.
Just depends on who's got the footy, and I think Bokey had it on the deck.
Extended silence there, Matt. Always results in a free kick when someone's over the ball there. So now Gravatt really need to capitalise here on this little bit of dominance around the ball.
This is Daly, I believe. He's a left footer as well. He just goes to the hot spot, and Irwin's got to sit under this. The fly comes from Stubbs. He's taken a few hangers in his time. The handball came out, and they didn't realise it was coming. Then he handballs it to no one again. Bit of miscommunication. Ericsson comes in to try and clean it up. They can't take it. Arnold taken down heavily. Ball comes out, squirts out the back. Little handball out from Fraser Neat was good. Hamill with good leg. Oh, he's legged.
There.
Not paid, the umpire. Well, I'd like to say he's
Wowee.
going to pay a free kick here. No, play on. Where's the ball? Not sure what the umpire's
Everyone
doing
stopped
there.
there, Matt. Everyone stopped. It was an
Hamill
obvious
can't
one.
believe it.
When you're ready, brother, just...
It was an instinctive sort of thing. I don't think it was premeditated, but they can be really dangerous. And Hamill's bemused at the non-call there, as were most of the vultures in the area. Oh, squash there was a BroadBeach play. Smith goes down with the footy. Chadwick picks it up and just says, get it out of here. Burton will fly. Burton will take it. Terrific hands.
There's that one touch,
Looks up ahead. Fowler's 1-on-1. Needs to move it quickly and go to him. He's been good with his fingers so far, and he does go that match up. Ball's going to sit short. Finn's going to play in front here. Oh, well done from is that Markham? Does all right. Hamill, good handball outside, and he's a left footer, finds his left side and hits a target to Nash. Nice bit of play there. That was London. So Nash.
Can they capitalise now, Mount Gravatt? They go short this time.
Fraser Neat.
Maybe last couple of times they've bombed it into their 50 to no avail. So that BroadBeach backline that looks brand new is really doing the job today, Matt.
It is.
So,
Murphy. Murphy swings wide.
Little I'd be happy with that.
Chance here. Hart goes out wide. Has to wait an age for it there, but this is Daly. Strolls to about 60, goes long. BroadBeach boys spoil each other front and centre. Will he get the bounce? Oh, he's hit the post. Very unlucky there. That was London, and we've got a player down.
It's Joel Newman, and it's a couple of BroadBeach players. The communication's not quite there in the back line. They are holding up well, but a couple flied at the same time, and one should have stayed down. So Joel Newman, I think he's all right. He's just looks a little bit ginger.
Fowler's leading 100 metres away from this ball, aware of the leg that Dengies possesses. It's not going to get to him though. It's going to come out wide here, and someone needs to touch that ball. Burton does. Tries to keep it alive. Will he get another tap on it? No, just taken out of bounds professionally there by Murphy. But BroadBeach get it 80, 90 metres away from goal. So not a bad result from the kick in there. As we look in the ruck, and it's not Smith anymore. We've got Huddy and Hancock now. Huddy, bad throw in. Yeah, we'll have to do that one again. That one really drifted away.
Young Burton's having a real influence at the moment, Matt. I think they might have to, a couple of people pointing their finger as in who's on him, and no one is at the moment.
No one wants to stand next to him, I don't think. They don't want to be responsible for someone like that.
now for the Vultures. Lovely handball. A rush kick though. 1-on-1. Searle gets to the spot and spoils it. Well done. The percentage thing whacks it out of bounds, and they reset the BroadBeach Cats. So Mount Gravatt with all the ball at the moment, but unable to capitalise at all on their opportunities going forward.
So still the 11-point margin here, very low scoring at Subaru Oval, but real issues getting any clean footy in. Was it high? No, it's a good tackle in the end. Then the umpire says, yes, it is. That's holding the ball. And you love your ruckman to lay tackles like that. And Hancock next to Betson there. Both of the makeshift ruckmen are in the same zone at the moment. Interesting. Ball comes out wide. Not quite. Birdo's away here.
There's that
Nick
man
Burton.
again.
Little chipping ball. He's going to find Chuka Fowler too. Oh, he drops the mark though. He'll want that one again. Just realises he had a real opportunity there, Matty Fowler, but he was a bit sore actually. Might have got a little stinger on that left AC joint perhaps. Just hurt him a little bit as the arms came forward.
And again, Burton allowed a free run at that ball, and no one within QE. So Huddy gets a hand on it. They go out the back door, Mount Gravatt. Searle chops this one off.
Fowler, fat side, he's on.
He'll go on board though, he'll go to the shorter one.
Good mark. Fisher, I believe.
All important kick next. What do you know about Fisher, Matt?
Not a huge amount, especially not about what sort of distance he's got in his kicking. Fowler kicked one from about 5 metres closer in than this. This would take a really good kick, but from watching him last week and again today, Fisher, he's a pretty smooth mover. He finds the footy, he's pretty nice when he gets it in his hand. So let's see what sort of range he's got. Fisher, he struck it pretty well. It's not going to get there. Cloak's going to, attempt to mark it. Just about did carry. Well, I take that back, Jackson Fisher. That was a pretty good kick, but just didn't quite get the line right, and Cloak couldn't pluck it on the line. So Zach Stone for the Vultures is going to bring this back in. Looks up, good zone in place from BroadBeach Cats. He's going to stroll out this
to run
side.
around Big Cloak here.
Looks at Huddy and says, catch that big fella, and Huddy does his best, taps it down almost in the end. Nice handball, comes back to Huddy, who does the right thing for a ruckman. Oh, round the back, bit of Globetrotters action. Great handball there. That was magnificent from Lay.
Nash has the footy now on the wing.
Not a good
Doesn't
kick.
hit his mark.
Good feet there.
They get numbers to it. Gravatt continue to toil away. A little bit scrappy. Broadbeach make it a 50-50 Stubbs. Handball back to Nash.
Good
This
body
one
work.
going towards the boundary line, and they seem to be getting just outside the 50 Mount Gravatt and breaking down. They can't get that all-important kick.
Yeah, they were
to a
out here,
dangerous
weren't they,
forward.
with Nash, and you heard his groan of despair when he kicked it. He knew he didn't strike it the way he wanted to, and it just stalled all the momentum when the ball hit the deck. So Huddy and Betson gets to the front, give that one to him. Stone throws it on the boot. This is high and long, one for the Flyers. Stubbs is coming. He just didn't really look at the footy, just tried to kill the contest, and he did just that. Chance potentially on the ground here. Bokey goes to ground. Footy's trapped under there somewhere. We'll have a ball up, I would say. Yes, we will. And so Mount Gravatt have worked it right down deep into their forward pocket.
They've got the dangerous Jonah Like down there one-on-one with Dengies, which will be a great contest if he gets to them, playing deep in the goal square. So Huddy, dominant in the ruck.
That was Bokey. Took a couple of steps, almost tried to take the tackler on and couldn't go anywhere. Watch for Stubbs here. He's not just a marking forward. He's one that gets on the move. Here he is, and he's capable. He's got real X factor. Every year, we see him last year particularly, mark of the year, goal of the year contenders, repeated contenders too from Sam Stubbs. Just that sort of player where anywhere within that forward 50 is capable.
Goal kicking machine, Matt. Here
Fraser
we go.
Neate.
Fraser Neate
Good tackle,
drops the
late.
knees a little bit, doesn't draw the free kick. Umpire will ball that one up. So the ball is camped inside the forward pocket for Mount Gravatt.
Good tackle from Chadwick there. Couldn't afford to let that one slip up in that part of the ground. Hamill will attack this footy. Little handball out, Fraser Neate just snapping over the corner. Ball comes to ground, Bokey's there again. Pantic picks it up, keeps it in. Oh, Falcon into Chadwick. Oh, Hamill, he's got great feet, Hamill. He just makes defenders fall off him without even moving. Ericsson says, let's just get that out of here, Hamill. Will he feed back to Neate? Couldn't quite get a handle on it, and the ball's rolled out of bounds.
Wow, scrappy pinballing affair at the moment.
It is. Halfway through the second quarter we are, 2 goals the margin, and not much action on the scoreboard, but plenty of action on the field between the posts. So let's see who can score next. Another goal for Broadbeach, and that lead will start to look relatively large given the state of the game.
We can't blame the conditions either, Matt. I reckon that wind's dropped right off. If you look at the trees to the far side, there's not much movement. The wind's dropped off. Beautiful conditions here. The game's just an arm wrestle and hasn't opened up yet.
Fraser Neate does well. Stubbs goes to ground. Irwin just got rid of him, and Stubbs not happy about it, but Irwin takes yet another mark. He's run a fair way here, taps it on the ground, look to give the handball over. He does now. Dengies, he's got a runner in Pantic. He doesn't use him, he goes further to Pollard, who comes to Pantic now. Pantic on the right boot, looks out wide. Oh, Darcy Dengies works it well. Fisher, can he get it to Dengies? No, he flicked it too far behind him, and now Mount Gravatt might be in, although they overrun it too. Broadbeach, a bit of class there from Dengies. He's almost run down though, and this is Ericsson coming out wide, needing to attack this hard is Fowler, and he does just that. He nearly steamrolled the Vulture. He just managed to get his body out of the way.
That was the strong Michael Doust, not one that you'd want to meet in a dark alley, I don't think, Matt. He's a big unit. And Fowler, not that either of them took a sideways step. Here we go inside to Hamill, the spiritual leader. Here he goes. He's got Smith out wide.
Uses his
Smith's
feet
got
again.
His hand up. Hamill backs himself to get around. It's a nice, strong kick, liked contest. Ball hits the deck. Players run past it. Broadbeach repel again. Chain of handballs. Well done. Well, those are 2-on-1 now.
Good mark.
Cats win it. They've got one
they're
out
out
the
here.
wing. Fowler's out.
That was the
Can't
handball
quite
to
get
go.
the handball quick enough to him.
It was
now
Ericsson.
he's under pressure.
He's going to get it back. He needs to flick it out again.
First touch. Well done. Really super crucial there to get that first touch. Ball goes inside 50. Some body work.
Burton lurking with intent here. Oh, I didn't think he'd quite seen it out there, the Mount Gravatt defender in McDonald, but he did enough. But just a couple of nice touches there. They were almost out. The first handball from Ericsson didn't quite hit the mark. The second one again, he's just showing some signs of fatigue in his first senior hit out for the year, but you can see the class that he adds to this Broadbeach midfield. Cloak just pushed under the footy. Burton steaming onto the ball, couldn't quite get it. This is Finn. He might look to turn his player inside out here. He picks it up now. He does turn him inside out. He snaps across the body.
Wow.
What's he done? He's kicked
he's
it absolute beauty.
Threaded that one.
Reece Finn, take a bow.
Well
Magnificent. You felt for his defender as that ball was tracking out. You knew that Finn was going to turn one way or the other. He's tried to keep him to the boundary line, but he left him too much room, and he didn't really curl it as well as he would have liked, but he did enough, didn't he?
It went both ways, Matt, but again, it was that man Burton that created that goal there. Clearly, dominant player in the field for mine. The team that can control the footy for the longest here will gain the ascendancy. I think we saw BroadBeach, a couple of handballs, just scrappy, just going behind the running player, and they really scrapped that goal out of nothing.
They did,
so,
but coming through the stoppage again, that man Burton was the one. He almost had a flying shot at goal, but was dragged off it. But he's the one that's getting his hands on the footy. He's not in at the centre bounce at the moment. I think he's playing forward. Yeah, he is. He's on the half-forward flank. So someone else will need to get their hands dirty in the middle here.
So Betson and Smith. Betson toiling away against...
Betson just needs Smith in the
leg
there.
the body at him.
Yeah, that's in danger. Brave from Smith to throw his body at that one.
Let's see what the big fella does here. They'll be streaming past for a handball.
He's going to put it on the boot.
No, he backs his foot skills in.
Oh, he hasn't hit it as well as he would have liked.
Sits
Pollard
that
can
one
almost pay that. Oh, Pollard didn't play the whistle there. He just assumed he was going to get the call when maybe he should have just fed it out the back. But he did get the fist on it by the look of it. Then it fell in his lap. That's probably a mark, but not paid. Betson, Smith. A nil all draw. Searle just hacks it out of there. Finn, got to stand under this one. Oh,
Crawley.
nearly a good mark taken.
Yeah.
Someone's going to get a kick here. It's going to go to Crawley, is it?
Might be Crawley or the number 21, no, Crawley.
Oh, he's gone to Finn. Well, Ericsson's on here. He doesn't go to him. They're out everywhere, Broadbeach, because of the wrong call.
Forward.
Burton's going to get on the end of this, you would imagine. Just
Sam,
needs to
the
tap
last
it
man
in.
in defence.
Oh,
Well done,
fantastic.
Well done, son.
Not quite the right call there from Finn. He had options everywhere. Just couldn't quite hit the target, but the Vultures were done in by the umpire pointing the wrong way initially.
Bill Sam might be a late inclusion, I think, Matt. Originally named as emergency, he might have come in for Adam Boone.
I think you're right there.
Saved his team a goal there.
I think
that'll be highlighted at half-time.
That looked a certain goal, didn't it? But chance here. Burton on the move, Finn on the move. Goes behind both of them and the ball will squirt back out. Decent wall set up from Broadbeach though. Little chipping ball, and here's Burton again. He's become a real factor, Nick Burton.
Lively. So
he's capable from here too, Nick Burton. The breeze, if there is any still there, be coming over his shoulder a little bit. Probably doesn't need to adjust for it, just kick it straight at those goals. And he's a classy user, Nick Burton. I'll give him every hope from here.
The exit not as clean as it should have been from Mount Gravatt coming out of the back line there, resulting in a shot on goal. So we'll back Burton in here, Matt. You've seen enough of him. And he's having an absolute day out, so his confidence sky high as he strolls in. Tight angle, 35 metres out, and just misses to the near side.
Skinny side.
So both teams' kicking woes continue. Broadbeach 4 goals, 6-30. Mount Gravatt 1 goal, 5-11. So the Cats nudging their way further ahead, although by minor scores here at the moment. As Mount Gravatt come out of the back line, they look for Big Smith, who was surely shepherded out of that one.
Pentic had to have a go. He just didn't quite get the rebound off Smith to get near the footy. So nice ball from Smith there.
Well done this time.
It's doused.
That's the strongly built doused.
Great leg.
That's a lovely low spearing ball.
Coughlin.
Here we go, Coughlin, the man we fixed up on the team sheet now. Let's see what he can do here. Broadbeach have got everyone back.
Yeah, good zone set up from Broadbeach. This could go out on the full. It drifts and it does. Always fighting that breeze when you're trying to kick it near the line, and so Broadbeach will get a chance. And Irwin, he must have had at least 15 to 20 possessions in this half. He's been everywhere. He's come in board. That should be play on, and it is. And a little nice ball to Boakey. They'd like Boakey to get it in some broken play. Haven't been able to see him really use his run and carry so far. It's a nice ball though. And picking this one up is Newman. So Newman got lots of vultures. Smith's just in the hole. He doesn't really want to kick it to him, and he doesn't.
It's a lovely ball, Newman.
Oh, he got bumped into it there almost.
Like there.
Nice pick up and good handball laid there from Harris. Harris comes
well
to Fowler. Oh, not taken. Fowler picks it up nicely. Can he get a handball?
Oh,
good
he's
tackle
dropped that
laid.
one.
Play on,
Umpire
says
gives
the
him the
umpire.
benefit of the doubt. So Mount Gravatt come out the other side this time.
Oh, gone.
Daly.
Joshy Searle, I haven't seen him pick anyone up like that for years.
The older statesman.
The old
running him down
legs
from behind.
The old legs got him. I think it was Ben Daly trying to stroll out of defence, but
Coach will love that.
the veteran's still got a bit of going in the legs. And he chips it in. Burton again just gets a bit tall on him. Oh, tell you what, that was an interesting attack on the ball.
there.
Chadwick chipping ball. Ericsson couldn't quite take the mark. Picks it up, gets a little handball out through the legs of Huddy. They fight each other for it. Ball comes in. This could go through. This could go through. It's just the far side. That was Joel Newman.
It's a bit of a turnover fest at the moment, Matt.
But
like I said, the team that can control possession and hit those targets 3 or 4 in a row are going to gain the ascendancy. It looks like BroadBeach at the moment, but still it's only a 19-point lead.
The ball's been camped down here for a while. They really need some more reward for effort at the moment. Smith will fly against Cloak here. Neither of them get a hand on it and goes out of bounds.
They both clutched at fresh air there with the two big men. And down to about 4 minutes in this first half here.
Smith taps over his left shoulder, although he's put it straight down the throat there. That was Reimer. Ball comes out wide, couldn't quite pick it up, almost off the boot there of Lay. But it's gone out of bounds again.
Bit of a set play there from Big Smith, but his midfielder's not on the same page.
Vulture's defender coming off here, although, yeah, Cloak's trying to make the most of it. He's just taken off to the forward line. Throw that one in again, and Cloak, they're going to have to do something here. They're one short. Hamill's coming back now. They're probably a bit lucky there because they were outnumbered. The Vulture's defender made the substitution.
With something here, Matt, has he awarded a free kick? No, just redoing the throw in here.
Wanting it to land just here, please. It goes over the back this time. And Stubbs well up the field. Oh, McGurran had to sit tall, and Burton said thanks very much.
The old hospital handball, Matt.
Lions. Oh, just gets a handball. Chadwick pops it outside. Searle, great hands. Finn again. He's kicked 1 this quarter. Why not make it 2? No, he's missed. He's missed, Reece Finn, but he's lively down there. And again, they miss.
Got a feel for Corey McGarren. He had to reach up high and stretch up high for that handball to receive it, and they came through and just crunched him and opened him up. A tough little nugget, McGarren. Now Gravatt got a few tough type midfielders like that, and he's bounced straight back up. So Mount Gravatt, a switch play here, and all the players flood towards that side. Don't need to move it quick. Couple of handballs. Billy Sam.
Got to be quick here,
loopy handball, but they get it out. Now they've got some room to move. One bounce. A chain of handballs. Let's see if they can join the dots here. They've got to be clean. Another handball inboard.
This is beautifully
6 handball in a row. So this all important kick, they go forward. That's towards Liked. He gets it off the bounce. He's hemmed in the pocket. They've still got possession here, the Vultures. They get a shot on goal. Oh, have they drawn the free kick? The umpire says no. They've made a meal of it. The Cats swoop. They swarm.
Too high, Jules.
Oh, there is a late free kick.
The very last despairing tackle just slipped high, but that was some enterprising play from the Vultures. We thought it was going to break down 2 or 3 times, but they just kept managing to keep it alive. Some really great run from the back line from James London. He was involved several times from the back flank up to the forward flank. And is this McGurran out wide?
It's what's lacked, hasn't it, this afternoon for both teams, just that continuing that chain of possession all the way to the forward line. And they finally did it, Mount Gravatt. They're rewarded with a free kick as they come in, have a shot from 50. It's a low dart. It's not going to get there. Players fly. The whistle's gone. It's a free kick to the Vultures.
Huddy, I think.
Top of the goal square, the big fella.
Worried about his height.
Has drawn the free kick.
He's a left footer too, Jules. This will suit him. But I think they
Won't
just...
quite put it down in the book yet.
Not yet. But he is a left footer. And I think they're just worried about his size there. They didn't want to let him get a run and jump at the ball, and they just scragged him a bit. He does come around a little bit.
Well done,
no problems at all.
And just what the game needed. Mount Gravatt get their first of the quarter, second of the game. They're now 2 goals, 5-17 against the BroadBeach Cats, the home side. 4 goals, 8-32. So they inch closer. BroadBeach have kicked 4 or 5 points. They've had many opportunities, and Mount Gravatt go coast to coast, finally get a shot on goal, and the big fella Huddy draws a free kick and capitalises, Matt.
Yeah, that hurts, doesn't it? The Cats have kicked 2 goals, 5 this quarter. They just had that ball camped in their forward 50 for the bulk of the time period, but we just saw the Vultures break it open and able to get out the far side, and it was that height difference we've been talking about it all day which drew the free kick. So Smith in the ruck. Betson has been gallant so far. He goes up. He does a good job. Ball comes to ground, coming through. Ericsson couldn't get a boot on it. Smith does the tidying up, gives it to Neat. Neat goes high and wide. Dengies could almost mark this. He's not looking at the footy. It's a good grab.
Fantastic.
Good grab there. Pollard could have done better. Ball. Oh, that's a dangerous handball there.
Telford
Mucking
gets the
around with
one
it.
too.
Oh, Finn comes through hard. Almost a free kick. Oh, liked it. And Searle. Look at the KG veteran just stick his toe in there just to get it out. And now a chance for BroadBeach. They are away here. Runners everywhere in the middle and they can raffle this. Betson should give it to Ericsson. He doesn't. He goes long to Cloak. It's a good kick. Lions coming through, just couldn't get the ball. They got numbers everywhere still. Oh, dodgy little handball. Chadwick needs to get out of that. Lions can stroll in and kick a goal. Off one step, he does. They get it. They scrap it forward. And Jai Lyons kicks the goal.
Great call, Matty. Great call there. BroadBeach joining the dots. Mount Gravatt were gallant with their pressure there. Forced a couple of errors, but BroadBeach were good enough to control it and get the ball into the hands of Jai Lyons, who played on probably when he didn't need to. And slammed it through. So well done. They've had probably 70% of the footy this quarter, the Cats, and they get a reward for effort there.
With only 90 seconds left in the quarter, that was an important one. Just to answer back, to arrest that momentum back their way and just skip out again. 2.5 goals in front here. And Betson was involved in that bit of play. I thought he probably should have given it to Ericsson, but it was a good kick to Cloak in the end. And in the middle, he's been important, just making a good fist of it. That's a lovely tap down, and there's a clean break
for the Vultures.
This is the 6-6 rule, and that Huddy's almost being held again. Stubbs! Sam Stubbs, we've spoken about how dangerous he is, and that 6-6-6 rule means that if you can get a clean break from the middle, there's one-on-ones ahead of you. And I think it was, who was that coming through? Joel Lay was the one that was able to capitalise on the tap from Smith.
Good young midfielder Lay, and all he did then was kick it to the right side of Stubbs, didn't he? He saw that Stubbs was one out, kicked it to the favoured side, and Stubbs with that big, strong body and strong hips was good enough to complete the mark. So here he goes. He's got the little stutter before he kicks, a la Josh Kennedy. He comes in and just pushes that across the face. That's... won't be happy with that for man with the goal-kicking skills of Stubbs. So,
maybe the breeze was in his head a little bit, but it didn't quite strike it as he would have liked it. Helicoptered a little bit too much. So, under a minute to play here in the second quarter. BroadBeach will be looking to not allow Mount Gravatt to get another score. Let's see how attacking they attempt. He's kicked it out towards Betson. Flies high. Great crumb there from Lyons. Beautiful spot. Comes inboard. They look for another runner. Betson gets it back. He feeds back again. Runner here. Bokey. Can he do something with it this time? Just bangs it long. Fowler, can he get there? It's not going to make it. Oh, drop ball though. Brings Fowler back into the game. If they can poke it through, they might have some runners, although well cleaned up from the Vultures. Shrugs 2 tackles there. Can't shrug the third though. And there's an opportunity. We've got 18 seconds left. They need the ball. They get it now. He needs to pump it in. 14 seconds to go. He gets it in long. It's Fowler versus 4. He's taken out of the play.
Out of it.
And not paid by the umpire.
It was a 3-on-1 there. They didn't quite get it in quick enough, but big Mitchell Hart, I think it was there, dropped the chest mark, put his players under pressure, but that'll do us for the first half of this entertaining arm wrestle of a clash. Matt Carroll this afternoon at Subaru Oval. At the scoreboard reads 5 goals 8, 38 for BroadBeach, the home side, against Mount Gravatt, who have been gallant but unable to capitalise on all their opportunities. 2 goals 5, 17.
Yes, really good quality half of football there. Quite scrappy in a lot of ways. Lots of stoppages, good hard in and unders required. It started to break open a little bit though, and we did see some goals kicked, or some scores at least. Probably not the amount of goals that BroadBeach would have hoped for. But as we head into half-time, we have a quick look around the grounds, and there's a tight game going on between Morningside and Surfers Paradise. The Demons are up by 5 points there. Palm Beach Currumbin 3 goals up against Sandgate, but Sandgate have had 13 scoring shots to 11. So Palm Beach kicked 10 goals, 1. Interesting there. Huge ground up at Sandgate. Very different to Sulk Oval, but Sandgate really making a good fist. This is their first game this year. They had the bye last week, so up against the back-to-back reigning premiers going well. And the Western Magpies, another close one. Good games going on all over the southeast Queensland today. The Magpies lead 5-4-34 to Labrador 5-2-32. But at Subaru Oval, it's BroadBeach, 21 points to the good of Mount Gravatt. We'll have a short break as the players go in and have a rest and have a chat with their respective coaches, and we'll be back shortly.